Hello, Zephyrs fans. Thanks for tuning in here with a playoff update for you. As you know, if you watched the last episode, we advanced to the next round of the playoffs. So in the second round, we have a best of five series against the Braves, and we, the lower seed, have taken the first two games in Atlanta. We threw a left-hander in each game. We won the first game 2-1, the second game 9-2. So we returned home to San Juan for game three, throwing another lefty, Gonzalez, one of our best pitchers from this season, on the mound. This was initially a live stream I did of game three. I showed the entire game, but there was an audio issue. I actually was the issue. I didn't have the audio set correctly. I thought that there was audio in the stream, but there was not. So here we go. Highlights of game three. The Zephs looking to sweep the Braves and move on to the NLCS.
Top of the fifth, still no score. Xander Bogaerts at the plate with runners on first and third, and he will single into left to drive in the first run of the game. Braves take the 1-0 lead. Still threatening here. Next batter, and Gonzalez strikes him out. So Zephs get out of that jam, only giving up one run. Now in the seventh, Bork into pitch at this point. Runners on second and third. Bradfield hits one that rolls all the way to the wall. He's into second with a double that drives in two runs. So late in the game, the Zephs trail 3-0 to the Braves. In game three, Zephs with a 2-0 series lead. But then, bottom of the eighth, there's Carlos with a solo dinger to pull the Zephs within two. Juan Soto now. And he rips one into left. He's into second with a double. One out, man on second. 3-1 Braves lead. And that brings our boy Dylan Dingler to the plate. 1 for 3 in the game. 7 for 25 in the postseason. And he hits one into right. He's going to end up on second with a double. Run scores. That's Soto scoring to make this a 3-2 game. So one out, man on second. Zach Veen at the plate now. 0 for 2 on the day, 7 for 21 in the postseason. And he hits one all the way to the wall in the gap. He ends up with a double. And we have a 3-3 game. And it stayed tied that way. Let's go to the bottom of the 12th now. There's our boy, Dylan Dingler. A double to the wall. Next batter, here in the bottom of the 12th, is Zach Veen. Facing Wilson. And he walks him. So with two away, the Zephs, bottom of the 12th. Runners on first and second. That brings the second baseman, Iglesias, to the plate. 0 for 5 on the day. 4 for 16 in the postseason. The pitch, and that's up the middle. There's going to be a play at the plate, and the runner is safe. Zephs pour onto the field. That is a sweep. 3-0. Zephs move on. So there it is, a 3-0 series sweep of the Braves. Juan Soto picked up the MVP in the series. As you can see here, he hit .385, on-base percentage of .467, had a home run, drove in 2, and scored 2 runs in the 3 games. And here are our other stats. What I really think is great here is that the Zephs held their 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters to either one hit apiece, or in the case of Freeman, he was 2 for 6. So, and they struck those guys out a lot. And if you look at our pitching, we only issued one walk the whole game. I think that was huge. Bork, who didn't pitch too well, had a walk there in his 2/3 of an inning of work. And then the 4 guys after him just came in and shut him down. So we're moving on. Now, let's take a look at that. We were thinking that if we moved on, we would be facing the Padres, 106 wins, best team in baseball. They had a lead in their series against the Cubs. They were actually up 2-1 or 2-0. I guess it was, I don't know how it started out, but it was 2-1. Padres were in the lead, and then the Cubs won 2 straight to win that series. So the good news for the Zephyrs is that we play a team that was not nearly as good as the Padres in the regular season. They snuck into the 6th playoff spot with a sub-500 record. Over in the American League, you couldn't make the playoffs with a sub-500 record. The last team to make the playoffs, the Angels, were 87-75. But the Cubs over in the NL got into the playoffs with an 80-82 record, and they struggled down the stretch. They went 3-7 and still hung on to that final playoff spot. A lot of the teams that were chasing that final playoff spot did not have a good end of the season. You can see the Mets were 4-6, the Giants were 3-7, Rockies 4-6, the Miami Barons were 3-7. So all those teams fighting for that last spot struggled down the stretch. So that means that the NLCS is between the 92-70 Zephyrs and the 80-82 Chicago Cubs. So perhaps catching a break there. We'll see. We've been a lower seed team here in this series against the Braves, and we managed to knock them off. So Chicago could do the same to us. And over in the AL right now, taking a look at who would potentially be in the World Series, we've got the Tigers against the Blue Jays. So that's where we're headed next. A best-of-7 series against the Cubs. And the Zephs will have a very well-rested Marquez ready to go in Game 1 if that's the direction we decide to go. He has not been great lately. He was not needed in the series against the Braves because I wanted to go with some lefties, and he wasn't rested enough yet from pitching the final game of the series against Philadelphia. But if you look at his numbers here, he wasn't great in the game against the Phillies, and in the last 3 starts that are listed here from the end of the season, he was not solid as well. I guess the last start he had that was at all decent might be back toward the beginning of September on the 11th against Miami. So we'll see. I may still just throw him in Game 1, but I need to think about that for a minute and take a look at how the Cubs are against lefties versus righties, because we definitely have some lefties that have been solid lately in Gonzalez, Price, and Montgomery that we can go with. Other than that, I don't know that there are any big roster decisions to make going into the next series. Still have a couple guys out with injuries, and going to probably just roll with the roster we have. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please click that button down below, along with the like button if you enjoyed this video. And in the next episode, I will be back with an update on our series with the Cubs. I'll probably try to do the same thing I've been doing for some of these other series, where I will sim until there's an opportunity for one team or the other to close things out. So, thanks for tuning in. Exciting times in San Juan. We are headed on to the NLCS to face the Cubs.